In your statement, you describe how.
So here's Dominic Cummings at the COVID inquiry talking about Boris Johnson during the pandemic.
Following this email, the Prime Minister, whilst initially agreeing with the sentiment of your trenchant views on aspects of the government machine, listened to use your word, pop-ins, and then got cold feet. What are pop-ins?
Pop-ins are what people in private office refer to when the Prime Minister would make a decision about something. Some element of the system, often in the Cabinet Office, would not like what had been agreed. And in the best Sir Humphrey Yes style, they would wait for me and other people to not be around the Prime Minister, and they would pop in to see the Prime Minister and say, "Dear Prime Minister, I think that this decision really wasn't the best idea. Very brave Prime Minister. Perhaps you should trolley on it." And this was a general problem.
We'll get to trolleys in a second, but what a terrible state of affairs, if true, and I'm pretty sure it was, that we had somebody in charge in the form of Boris Johnson who was so susceptible to others that it was easy to change his mind. I suspect Dominic Cummings got annoyed that his puppet was being swayed by others when he wasn't around. Now let's talk about trolleys.
You should trolley on it. Meaning?
Well, I'm sort of using the sort of generic term that we often used about the PM.
The term you used and his Cabinet Secretary used and his Director of Communications used and other officials, no doubt, about his propensity to...
Pretty much everyone called him the trolley, yeah.
So you have a situation here where Cummings had utter contempt for Johnson and still does, and I'm sure was only there at number 10 to control him in order to implement his own plans. What does that say about our democracy then? Click here for some more Cummings.